Okay, guys, we are back, and after 285 million years, we finally get them. They're finally here. The brand new Super 7 Silverhawks figures from them, right? From the new series of Silverhawks, right? Now, this is Quicksilver from the actual line, which is the leader of the Silverhawks. So I decided to take them out and take a closer look after I finally received them. But all jokes aside, it has been quite a while, maybe about 3, maybe 2.5 years, and we finally got them in hand. This is your whole C-Bot signing in for another episode of Toys in My Closet. And as you can see, guys, right in front of me, boom. The packaging is absolutely spectacular with this fat metal silver look, this is the silver that I'm pretty sure everybody wanted the figures to have on the actual figure. But you see it says Quicksilver there, ages 14 and up. But Super 7 said that they wanted to go for more of the classic aesthetic look of the cartoon, which in the cartoon they weren't shiny. They were only shiny in the intro, but in the actual cartoon, they were matted with Silverhawks in the back, embroiled, right? With that actually embroiled there, really nice. And then if we slide it out, you have a window box showing all the things he came with. Now I did take him out to make sure for some QC issues, which unfortunately he does have, which a lot of people have been complaining. And then it says Silverhawks there, the nice metallic blue. Internally, everything's blue. You see the space lights and stars. You see that it has that Super 7 little logo there. Ultimates, because this is part of the Ultimates line. And then you turn it around, a silhouette of Quicksilver, which actually looks like his eyes are glowing, right, from afar. And then the synopsis saying, leader of the Silverhawks. Quicksilver is the leader of the Silverhawks, and he reports directly to Stargazer. He is the human partner of the cyborg bird Tally Hawk, a human law enforcement officer modified into a cyborg and withstand the effects of the hyper travels through space. And you guys can read the rest there if you want. So the packaging is second to none as per usual with Super 7. Very high quality, feels very premium, and these figures are of a higher cost at $55.99. And but of course, as you know, there is QC issues being reported, and I'll tell you which ones mine came with, unfortunately. So sit back, relax, have a digital drink, and I hope you join me for the ride with this quick unboxing and overview review of the Super 7's Ultimate Silverhawks Quicksilver figure. I'll see you guys in the blink of an eye. Okay, guys, and here we have them. Here we have Quicksilver out of packaging. And immediately when you look at him, Quicksilver is actually really, really cool looking, because aesthetically, he really looks like the cartoon. And he doesn't fall short, and he doesn't disappoint. Now, he definitely doesn't have the shine of the actual toys, because again, this is supposed to be more like the way they looked within the cartoon. Now, this is not going to come off on camera very well. When you bring Quicksilver over, you see how his head is like that? That's one of the QC issues big time with this figure, which I really am upset about. But let's take a closer look first at his portrait. You see that his face looks very much so like it did in the cartoon. problem is his face is completely only colored in the neutral white skin tone color. There's no definition and no wash in it. If you had a wash and some type of little highlight on it, it would bring out all the details that are there, but that are, you know, basically, let's see if I can change the lighting. Nope, that won't help. That are basically non-visible right now, but you see the cheekbone line, it's all there. See, the head sculpt is painted really nice, and it's just like the design in the cartoon. See the part where the ears are covered, and you can see the little sheen was inside the paint. Now, the paint is like a matte gray, but in person it has like a little sheen to it. Not overly done, very subtle, but it's there. And that basically is to make it look kind of shimmery. You see all the definitions, and you see this wash in detail that highlights this whole area here within the body, the torso, and the hands, as you see, and the arms. If it had that in the face, you can appreciate it more. There's this communicator that he has, how he communicates with the other silverhawks and calls bluegrass with the ship that they ride on. Here's the communicator painted really nicely, subtle but nice. Then you see another defect here on the skirt area. You see how it's not even, it kind of goes down, and it looks like it was cut off, so it's not even. This side looks higher than that side. That's another defect hit wrong. The belt area is a yellow orb with the dark grays on it or around it, and then you see in the legs, same thing, nice and details going down where you see the metal suit protecting him that he wields, all the way down to the boots and the back of the feet. Then on this side he has the bare arm showing his skin, and you see his hand has, or fist rather, has some highlights and details to bring out the actual color and details of the hand right there, but not in the forearm area. As you can see, the paint job is really nicely done. It's simple, but it's nicely done. There's no bleeding or blemishes. Really nicely done. So aesthetically, he looks absolutely fantastic. But one of the QC issues is the ball peg on his head, unless you place it correctly and push down, is very loose. As you can see with one finger, I can move it, no problem. So we want to put him on any type of posing. You kind of got to press down and hold it for him to just stay there. If not, the movement, it'll start to, look like a bobblehead, so to speak. And that's one, and then the defect here so far. So that's one. Now, let's take a look at the stuff that he came with to accessorize it. So here are the accessories that he comes with. He brings his steed, which is basically Tallyhawk in neutral form. He brings the neutral form where Tallyhawk has the wings down, which is part of the intro, as you know. Has an articulation on the head, an articulation hinge on the feet. But there is Tallyhawk, really nice and painted, and it obviously brings the open-winded version with the hinges on the feet and the open mouth with the head that does articulate. Then he brings two blasting effects, as you see there. translucent blue, looking really nice, with the pegs in the bottom, which they connect to the shoulder. It looks like they're blasting stuff with their little shoulders. They have little lasers when they're flying in combat out in space. And then he brings, of course, the mass shield portrait, which is classic with the blue visor, looking really beautiful, and the black as well. Then he brings 4 sets of hands. You see he has the fisted one. He has some open blade one. And you see that they're always the same companion with the gray and the human exposed hand, because that's how he is. Here are his flying, fisted, posed hands, or you could say karate chop if they're fighting, right? And then he has 2 grab semi-open hands for like weapons, as you can see. Like he holds weapons in his hands. So I don't remember the Silverhawks ever having weapons, to be honest. And then they bring the 2 sets of the wings, the metal wings with the arms. As you can see, there's the peg for you to connect the blue display. Now these articulate in the bicep area, but not in the elbow. And then you see you can put the hands right in those pegs there. And you see that the wings are very nicely colored, but the same matte gray with a little bit of sheen on it. And this one showing the human flesh. And pretty good, clean, clean paint job. So, as we all know, what you would normally see would be in the intro or within the cartoon. You would see, Quicksilver raise his hand, for example, and have Tally in his Tallyhawk in the neutral form, right above his hands there, as you can see. I'm trying to put it where it stays, which is kind of hard because Tally's legs are very, very loose, which I guess you can consider that also a quality control, because Tally needs to be on Quicksilver's forearm, which is not staying, as you can see, because it's loose. I don't know if I can get it. Hold on. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. Can I get it? Nope. It's definitely not working. Let's lift up the hands in the shoulder area just a little bit more. Just to see. Put them back that way. Here. Let's see if Tally stays this size. So again, as you can see, this is definitely another QC issue, because it won't stay, because Tallyhawk's legs are too short. So now let's get him take a little bit of a look at his limited articulation due to the aging of the buck being already pretty old and kind of not useful at this point. So as far as the articulation goes, the head goes side to side, left and right, looks up about that much, and then looks down about that much. The shoulder area goes up like so, about that much, which is more than enough. Has full rotation. A single on the elbow, as you can see. Wrist swivel, and then this is the wrist hinges in and out. On this side, pretty much same thing, and the wrist goes in and out as well and rotates. As far as this torso cut, it's mainly there for aesthetic looks because it doesn't really do anything. I mean, it turns, but left and right, but that's about it. I mean, it doesn't have no left and right or back and forth. It doesn't have no give. Same like the torso, doesn't really move back and forth. It stays the same, you know, level of placement that they put it in. He does have a swivel, and we have the thigh swivel, a single on the actual knees with some swiveling, and you notice they're pinless. And then on the leg, the foot I should say, goes back that much, forward that much, and then it has the rocker for sure. The legs can split like Van Damme, like so. And then they can go up maybe this much. Not a lot, due to the hinderness of the scope. It can go back about that much. So, here we go. So there it is as far as articulation. Not super highly detailed, but it serves its purpose and its job thus far. So let's keep dropping it. Sorry guys. So now let's take a look at the accessories on them to give them a different look as we all know him. And here you have it, guys. Here is Quicksilver in his armored form. And I have to admit, even though it has a lot of QC issues with pieces falling off of the arm from the shoulder, and then the hand piece and looseness and stuff, it just looks really, really good. Aesthetically, it looks really, really nice. And you guys know I reviewed the ramen toy, and I didn't think I was going to like this style of the actual cartoon as much as, the way that I like the ramen toy. From more realistic look to, the actual aesthetic of it. But man, this really does look good. It really does, guys. It really does. It really does look good. And QC, issues aside, there's no real breakage, but it just, oh man, if you're a silverhawk and you see this fan when you were little and you just had the actual toys, this is like leaps and bounds above anything that you could have ever imagined being a little kid that we would get at some point in our lives, alongside the ramen toy as well. You see, Like, it's just absolutely stunning. I'm just trying to get the toes and the legs, rather, because some parts of the joints are nice and tight, and then other parts are kind of loose. And I'm just trying to get it to stay for me. Let me see if I can stand him up the right way without having to deal with him keeling over like that. You see? He looks great, man. He really does look great. And let me see if I can put Tallyhawk on him. And there you have it. Tallyhawk on him. And all, it just looks really, really cool. You see? Tallyhawk fell, so let me just put it here. Tallyhawk kind of keeled over. Like so. And put her here. Kind of like that. And the ramen toy was magnetic. This Tallyhawk, the feet are just too small. I don't like that. And I didn't even put the communicator. I forgot to put it on that side. So there you have it, guys. He looks great. Now let's do some quick comparisons. So here he is next to a Masters of the Universe New Adventures He-Man from space, which is kind of fitting since they're both space characters. And Bucky O'Hare, that's also a character that's a rabbit from space. And you see the disparity, and this is from Boss Fight Studios, I believe, that made that one, which looks really cool. And here he is next to the Masters of the Universe Revelations He-Man, which I put a customized head from one of the Origins. And next to the Toxic Avengers or Crusaders, basically Toxic Avenger and Toxic Crusader character from the cartoon from the 80s as well. And here he is to a Playmates Michelangelo from the cartoon of, I think was 2020 or 2019 from Turtles cartoon. And then here is the Mesco Destro from the Mesco 112 Collective from G.I. Joe. Looks awesome. And here we have him next to the Ramen Toys, Quicksilver and Tallyhawk. And you see the disparity and differences in their look and style. But unbelievably, they both look absolutely fantastic. So you have that as well. Now for one last comparison, which I think is fitting in every way. And last but not least, this would be what we would consider the money shot. These are all of the Super 7 figures available thus far. Again, next to each other, they look absolutely elegant and fantastic. You still need the smaller little kid in gold, if you get his name. As you can see, Bluegrass here. He has that light baby blue. Then Steelheart has like that little bit of bluish grayish alongside his twin sister, which in reality he's supposed to be more grayish blue than anything else. But they do look fabulous next to each other. And his sister, oh my god, which is not crossing my mind at the moment, but she looks great also together here in this fabulous money shot, right? If you bring it in a little bit more, you can see you can see the details a little bit better. Looks fantastic. So now we'll go to my final thoughts on Quicksilver and if he's worth your time, money, and effort. So guys, here we have, Quicksilver on the spinner. And my final thoughts is this figure worth the $55? Was it worth the 2+ years waiting for him? The true answer is no. Too many QC issues. Just to get it to be like this is very difficult. It's not a fun figure to play with at all, in the sense that it has too many soft parts. Like, everything's so soft on it. As you can see there, Tallyhawk continuously likes to fall. But is it a good representation of what the cartoon was? In that sense, absolutely, 100%. Yes, it is. I'm trying to put all the accessories on here while it's spinning. Does it come with a nice amount of accessories? Yes, it does. Absolutely. With a lot of, good potential display options. But again, the figure is just not fun to play with or display. Because the joints are too loose, the arms are too loose, the shoulders pop out of the socket from the shoulder really easy. I didn't show this on the video because and the review, because I don't want to make it about I didn't want to make it about only the what you call it, the dooming and glooming and bad parts of the figure. I didn't want to do that. I really didn't want to do that. Because I want to make the video and the review as fun as possible. But those issues are there. So I guess it's all going to depend how deep you want to go with your pockets, because of the fact that these Super7 figures, and again, there you go, there you see it again with your own eyes, that type of stuff keeps happening for whatever reason, which is really dumb, because Quicksilver and Tallyhawk's legs are just too gummy, too soft, they don't hold. The magnetic system from the ramen toys is far superior and works way well, way better, even though it's still also kind of annoying in a sense, but works very much better than this, obviously. So again, it all is going to depend on you and how badly you want a Silverhawk representation. And unfortunately, there's only these Super7 figures and then the ramen toy one figure of Quicksilver, because he hasn't made not one other character just yet thus far, except for Monstar. I'm talking about superhero and the heroes themselves. So it all depends on you. Like I said, it's a $55 figure. The paint job is really good. The accessories are really good. The execution of the aesthetics is really good. They just, the plastic, I don't know what it is, the build, however they build it with plastic they use, needs to be a little bit less soft and pliable and rigider and be more, a lot stronger. Not too much, but a little bit stronger. Or at least for Tallyhawk and some of the parts on his body. So give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. That's my final thoughts. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't. Share the video with someone you think might like it. As always, thank you for all of you to continue to support my channel, because without you, my channel would not be sustained. If you're new to the channel and you like what I'm doing, I'm so grateful that you stopped by. And if you were so nice enough to actually subscribe or give me a thumbs up or like, I'm very grateful. I'm very humble, because I know you don't have to. Now, since you did, remember, you are now part of my family, or I continue part of my family, right? As always, you guys can find me in any social media network or outlet out there. It's all down in the description below of this video, and anywhere like Instagram or Twitter, you can find me there. Now, if you guys will ever want to donate anything to the channel for me to highlight and review like this, whether it's a video game, whether it's a figure, even a movie related stuff, there you can do so. Just DM me on any of the social media platforms and we'll work out the particulars. Now, if you guys want to help me directly, help my channel grow, or help my channel directly, you can do that also. And the way you can do that is, if you have the means to, and if you want to do it from the kindness of your heart, you can do it with my PayPal, my Patreon information, also down in the description below. Remember, it's not mandatory. It's only if you want to, from the kindness of your heart. There you go, guys. There's my review for, the Super7's Ultimate Silverhawks, Quicksilver with Tallyhawk. Keep collecting, guys. Have fun doing it. But remember to be considerate and be respectful, because we're still in trying times. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.